Good morning, graduates, staff, parents and guests all around the globe. My name is Laura Anson and I am the head of Year 13. It is with great pleasure that I introduce you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2020 here at the British International School of Chicago, South Loop. Today represents the culmination of many years of hard work and progress that these students have made during their time here at school. Today is an opportunity for us to collectively, though separately, celebrate and enjoy the successes and achievements of this amazing year group before we wish them on their way in the next part of their educational journey. So it is with great pleasure that I introduce you now to the class of 2020. I would now like to introduce from the class of 2020, Stella Robardo to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang the anthem on bursting in and gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
For the first address of our ceremony today, I would like to welcome to the stage our principal, Mr. Michael Henderson.
Dear class of 2020, I am sorry. These are the three words you're going to hear many times throughout your lives when anybody asks you in which year you graduated high school. While it's true that your final year at school was not the one you expected, while you were the class that was robbed of their high school prom, denied a non-socially distanced and in-person graduation, and spent your last day at school without actually realising that it was your last day at school, was it really that bad? Well, yes, of course it was. It sucks. It's totally unfair. However, just as diamonds form under pressure, the challenges you have all faced over the last few months will help to ensure that the class of 2020 is better equipped for adulthood than any previously graduating grade. Not just at BISC, not just in Chicago, but across the US and the rest of the world. The last few months have been a steep learning curve for all of us. But while I disagree that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, there is undoubted power in learning life lessons while you still have your whole life ahead of you in which to apply those lessons. So, what have you learned as a graduating class that was denied to those who came before you? Firstly, and most importantly, looking outwards, you have a keener appreciation of the sanctity of life, the power of caring, and an understanding of our shared humanity than any collective group of 18-year-olds ever has before. People talk about wanting things to return to normal, but we must ensure that society moves forward from 2020 and does not regress back to 2019. How this new normal looks will be shaped by you. As a year group, you had already done so much for our school and the wider community before 2020. However, researchers have found that the major events that people experience in early adulthood, roughly between the ages of 14 and 24, tend to define their social attitudes for the rest of their lives. So I have faith that the difficult lessons learned by us all this year will not be forgotten. I know many of you have already taken positive steps in this area, and I implore you to keep going until impactful and sustained societal improvements are made. The new norm can be so much better than anything that used to pass for normal. Secondly, looking inward, your time spent in isolation from the wider world has given you the chance to connect more deeply, not only with your family, but also with yourself. While we are all now understanding and appreciating more the value of friendship, being denied social contact with our friends has given us all a chance to get to know ourselves better too. Self-awareness is an attribute not successfully modelled by many adults at the moment. So in a time where EQ is becoming more highly valued than IQ by employers, this forced time of introspection will prove invaluable to you all. In any graduating speech, it's usual for the speaker to give the graduating class some advice for the future. Tradition decrees that at every school or college across the world, some old relic with his or her best days behind them and who has made a career by haphazardly blundering through life, that would be me, gives heartfelt advice to a group of bright-eyed, enthusiastic young people with their best days ahead of them. That would be you. Normally, I would preface any such advice with the caveat that while all my advice has been road tested in real life, past performance is no guarantee of future results. That statement is particularly relevant this year. All bets are off. You are bravely going forward into a future that no one can accurately predict. It seems that none of us truly had 2020 vision. The one piece of advice I can confidently give pertains not to the future, but to the past. Long before your time, a popular 60s band called the Beach Boys recorded a song called Be True to Your School. When lead singer Brian Wilson wrote this song, it was simply about how he thought his school was the best school around. And while that's obviously true for all of you as alumni of the British International School, we're capable about thinking about this far more deeply. Each one of you is about to set off on a new adventure. Some of you are staying in Chicago, some heading to other parts of the Midwest, others to further flung parts of the US, and some to Australia, to the Netherlands, or to the UK. None of you are coming back to Bisc to study. In fact, Friday the 13th of March 2020 was probably the last day that you will ever all be physically in the same place as each other. Take a deep breath, give yourself a few seconds to let that sink in. But while you are physically not going to be together anymore, you all share a bond that will never be broken. This time next year, you might be surfing in Sydney, excelling in Exeter, or eating Hegel in Holland, but you will still all be South Loop students. The life preparation you've received doing an IB at the British International School will give you an immediate advantage over your peers when you start college. Remember what it means to be a student here. Be tolerant, inquisitive, and open-minded. Have a strong sense of right and wrong and the courage to speak up when the need arises. Think internationally, but be prepared to contribute locally, and always give everything your best effort in everything you do. This is what I mean by being true to your school. We're all immensely proud of you here. Now go out into the wider world with no fear in your hearts and make everybody else proud of you too. I wanted to finish with a pithy quote to give one definitive piece of life advice. So, as you do these days, I turn to the internet. But after spending half an hour browsing quotes by such luminaries as the Dalai Lama, Steve Jobs, and Justin Bieber, Bieber's advice, by the way, if you're wondering, was, you don't need to go to church to be a Christian. If you go to Taco Bell, that doesn't make you a taco. But I gave up. And so instead I'm going to share you a piece of advice that my late grandmother gave me. I was about 18 at one of those awkward family gatherings, maybe a wedding or an anniversary perhaps, and my grandmother came over to me to ask me why I wasn't dancing. "Oh, I don't dance, Nana," I said to her. "Nonsense," came her reply. "Everyone dances. You just have to find the music you love." Class of 2020, I wish you every success in life and hope that you all find the music you love.
Hi guys, congratulations on graduating. It's great to see you from growing up in the Blue Building way back when to where you are now. Congrats and good luck with everything in the future.
Lo and behold, you've all done great and I'm happy for you all. Just want to add congratulations on completing high school and hope you all enjoy the next chapter of your life.
So I wish you all the best and congratulations class of 2020.
Happy graduation to you all here from London. Missing you all and huge congratulations to you all on finishing and best of luck to you all for the future. From Miss Clark.
Congratulations class of 2020, I am very proud of all of you. I hope that wherever your path leads you to next, you continue to have a wonderful sense of humour, continue to be kind and continue to want to make a difference.
I just want to say a quick well done, good luck in the future. and take care.
Shoot for the moon. You never know, you might just land among those stars. So all the very best, take care, and congratulations on graduating.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I'm really glad I got to know many of you during my time at BISC, and a special shout out to anyone that I coached in the boys soccer team. Whatever passion you choose to pursue next, I really hope that you give it your all.
Hi guys, it's been a privilege that Miss Anson has reached out and asked me to be part of your farewell video. Every college is lucky to get each one of you, and I really wish you the best in your next step of your journey. You're going to do great. Bye guys.
Hola, calling from Germany. Just want to wish you all a very happy, different kind of graduation. You all deserved the perfect graduation. I'm sorry that you don't get to have it. I wish you all the very best. Adios, chicos.
Hi to the class of 2020. I cannot believe you are graduating. I'm sorry that you've had to do that under these circumstances and you haven't really had a chance to properly celebrate. But for me, seeing where you're all going has been amazing, and congratulations. And finally, remember, no matter what, always do some form of physical activity. And a big shout out to all my soccer boys and girls.
Hello class of 2020, it's Miss Perkins. I cannot believe that you are graduating. I'm so proud of you. I absolutely loved being your French teacher / form tutor / head of year. Congratulations and well done, I miss you.
Congratulations on graduating year 13. I cannot believe that you're year 13s. I remember your year group very fondly. We always had lots of fun in history class, and I wish you the very best with your futures.
Hi year 13, I can't believe you're graduating. I have taught some of you from when you were teeny tiny and we were in the other campus and we had all the practice rooms in that little corner. You are a fantastic year group, and I have some really fond memories of all your creativity, the musicals, West Side Story. I know you will all do fantastic things. Good luck everybody, and well done.
Happy graduation, class of 2020. I didn't teach you that much, but you guys were a fantastic year group. You were the most intelligent, hard-working group of students, but beyond that, and more importantly, you're kind and witty at the same time. All the best for the future. Do keep in touch with everybody at BISC. It's an incredible community, and with the pair of us, miss it.
The BISC community is unlike any that you'll find anywhere else in the world, any other school, and you should really treasure all the memories you've got there. I know I do. Bye!
Goodbye year 13. I wish you luck and happiness with whatever you may do. Bye.
Next to the stage to speak on behalf of the class of 2020 is the student nominee, Miss Rachel Spahn.
Well, this isn't how we thought it would end. Sitting down in Miss Anson's room on that Friday in March, I remember all of us discussing how we would complete our mocks, stressing over how the tests would impact our grades, and I even recall Cole asking if we would have an extended lunch because the meeting was running longer than expected. I was personally freaking out because I thought we would be back to school in 2 weeks, just in time to review mocks. And with my ignorance then, I thought that would be a much worse outcome than the reality we now face. I know this isn't how I thought it would end. No senior pranks, no college spirit day, lost volleyball and soccer seasons, virtual prom, our last class at BISC ever on Zoom, and no warning that that Friday in March, when we all sat in Miss Anson's room pleading for a longer lunch, would be our last day altogether. No, this isn't how I thought it would end, but let's look back to the beginning. For a handful of us, we have been together since we were 3 years old. I've known so many of you longer than I've known what the words graduation, senior, and certainly pandemic meant. We've been going to the British School for over a decade, from Andersonville to Lincoln Park to South Loop, and of course, a notable mention to the traumatizing Blue Building. We've not only seen each other grow up, but we've grown up together, and I am endlessly thankful for our collective journey. When I think of our grade, I think of our togetherness, our eagerness to support one another, not only academically, but in the arts and in athletics as well. I think of how the kids that joined British in middle and high school are just as much a part of the community and family that we have here at Bisque, because even though we may not have all known each other since we were 3 years old, we've certainly grown together over these past years. I think of some memories, including senior night this year, when we all sat together in our senior section cheering, very much on the verge of aggression towards the other team, but cheering for each other and for our community. I think of how every morning I was able to walk into the IB room, greeted with kindness by a familiar face, and before getting to work on either cutting or adding that extra 500 words to our extended essays. I think of how competitive games would get, with some potential arguments, lots of falling in futsal, but overall just a demonstration that we really, really cared and still care for one another. But one last experience I certainly think we all remember is our unfortunate travel curse that seems to haunt us every year. Before each trip, I remember joking about what will happen this time. China, Peru, and Tanzania brought on some sickness that does not need to be mentioned, but did involve Miss Anson persuading a doctor on our flight to help us so that we could fly home in time for the holidays. In prior years, we experienced torrential downpour for the entirety of one of our trips. There were flight delays, also missed flights, and just lots of chaos as we attempted our return back home to Chicago. The travel curse may sound trivial, though very much real, but it is a testament to the strength and resilience of this class of 2020. There are times when we can feel hopeless. We're not going to make it back to Chicago in time, or I'm worried I feel sick in a place thousands of miles away from home. These aren't things that we can control. But when we look back on these trips, we don't think of those things. We think of the brief glimpse we took into the world around us, the world we are each about to face. I think of Andrew in Tanzania killing it with that hammer, working to build a goat shed for a family I know is still using it to this day. We think of the memories and experiences we are fortunate to share with one another, whether it was a safari, winning a game of Duroc, or Giant Connect 4, or just some classic lines from Love Island. All of us will leave British with unforgettable new experiences, friendships, and an incessant need to call each other mate. Reflecting on the memories of these trips, times, and times of hopelessness, it feels as if our current situation is not much different. In fact, we may be experiencing our last spell of our travel curse as we each graduate from the comfort of our own homes. But like the trips and assessments, this unfortunate end to our senior year is not our legacy. It's not what we'll dwell on or resent, but it will be a chapter of our story where we shape the narrative. No, this isn't how we thought it would end, but here we are now, a different time. Regardless of events, it is an exciting time. As we move on to our next new experience, we do so with perhaps a little more caution, knowing that events on the other side of the world quickly become events for us all. But caution does not mean and should not mean that we don't jump into our next new experiences. Our time together as students, together with teachers, and together with our friends in the city and around the world has taught us and prepared us for our next steps. This is not how we thought it would end, but when we meet again, I know we'll have no trouble picking up right where we left off. We'll sing Great Balls of Fire, play some Duroc, and maybe just vibe in the IB room. And when we look back on our time at Bisque, we'll think of the teachers who encouraged us to pursue our passions and supported us not only as students, but as people. We'll think of the knowledge we acquired and our increased attunement to the world around us. And most certainly, we'll think of each other, the friendships with the people who care to not only watch, but support us as we succeed and move on to the next chapter. At the start of year 12, Cole and I spoke with the candidates for the headmaster position at British, and during the dialogue, one question truly stuck with me. What do you want your legacy to be? I didn't have an answer then, but I have an answer now. And it's you all. It's this class who endured a pandemic and didn't let it faze them. It's this class of students who I know are only leaving British to pursue bigger and brighter things. It's our class who will graduate knowing we left an impact on the community, with students leading initiatives including the LGBTQ+ Alliance Club, increased mental health advocacy, and a more environmentally friendly school. It's this class who can sing all of the words to Great Balls of Fire. And it's this class who will stay united and as a community despite distance. I am so proud of each and every one of you and am endlessly thankful for our unbelievable journey together. But now I encourage you to dive into this new chapter of each of your lives with the same humility, open-mindedness, and passion that you exhibited at British. As we move on, we will only continue to learn and grow, but we will always have a home here at Bisque and as the incredible, resilient, and iconic class of 2020. Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations! Congratulations! Bye-bye! So proud of you! Bye-bye!
Congratulations, Year 13. Amazing college acceptances. Going to really miss my business class. Well done, 21, who survived Year 7 ICT with Mr. Johnson in the Blue Building.
Congratulations, Year 13, and happy graduation. I'm really proud of you all, and it's been so lovely getting to know you and having the privilege of being your form tutor this year. I wish you all the best for the future and all the amazing things that I know you'll go on to achieve.
Congratulations to everyone in Year 13 on graduating this academic year in 2020, and pahoi hoi to my geography family. It's been a wonderful time over the last 4 years with some of you together. Keep at it, keep with it, and I look forward to hearing about your successes in the future.
Hi, Year 13. Just a quick message to say congratulations on your graduation and have a wonderful time moving forward in whatever you're choosing to do.
To my IB psychologists, I just want to say thank you. You were my first IB group. You were the greatest IB group I could have hoped for. You are an incredible group of young people, and I am so proud of what you have achieved. To the entire class of 2020, well, you're a year group to remember. You are a fantastic group of people, and you have faced the most amazing challenges this year with grace and dignity. Congratulations, goodbye, and good luck.
Hi, Year 13. As you'll know, Miss Taylor and I come as a package deal, so we're doing our goodbye video together.
Despite what Mr. Faulkner normally tells you, we do actually quite like you. So we are going to miss you quite a lot next year. We're so proud of everything you've done, and it really has been a pleasure to teach you. So we wish you all the best for the future.
Some of our key words of advice for you guys: make good choices, be good stewards of your bodies, and do not be frightened to come back and tell us how it's all going. Bye, Year 13.
Hi guys, just a quick message from me to say well done for all your amazing hard work this year. It's been an absolute pleasure teaching you for the last 2 years. You've produced some incredible film work, and you should be very, very proud of yourselves. Please keep in touch, and I would love to find out what you're doing in the future, especially those of you continuing in film. All the best from Miss Bird.
Hi, Year 13s. I just wanted to say it's crazy. I can't believe I've taught some of you since I moved here and you were in Year 8. So it's going to be really weird not seeing you around the building. But I wish you the very best of luck, and you're going to have an absolute blast in university or whatever you've chosen to do after you leave school now. And you'll be really missed.
I feel incredibly proud to have got to know all of you, some of you for many, many years. Good luck in the future. I'm sure you're going to be incredibly successful. Please stay in touch and come back and say hi when you get a chance.
Congratulations, Year 13. It's been an absolute pleasure. Can't wait to see what you go on to do in the future. Adios y buena suerte.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I want to wish you all the best, and in particular for a shout out for my physics class, who have never failed to bring a smile to my face, whether it has been in my lab these past 4 years, even 5 years for some of you, or these virtual lessons we've been enjoying for the last couple of months. Congratulations and good luck.
Congratulations, class of 2020. It's been a different end of year for all of you, but I just wanted to say well done for all of your hard work. For those of you I've worked with really closely, my standard level biologists, thank you very much for an entertaining couple of years. It's been fun, and I wish all of you all the luck possible in the future, and I hope that you all really enjoy your college experience. Make the most of it and carry on learning. Have a great time. Bye-bye.
Congratulations to all the Year 13s. Well done on having completed a very challenging year, and I wish you all the best in the future. I have a very special message for my 5 German students of the year. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. Trotz der Schwierigkeiten dieses Jahr findet Ihre Abschlussfeier endlich statt. Sie haben alle viele Fortschritte gemacht. Sie waren wirklich meine Lieblingsschule der letzten 2 Jahre und für mich waren diese 2 Jahre völlig fantastisch. Sie werden mir wirklich fehlen, glaub mir. Und ich wünsche Ihnen viel Spaß und Erfolg in Zukunft. Tschüss.
This year, the graduating class of 2020 chose Mr. Benedict Quillagotti as their staff nominee. Whilst he cannot physically be here in person, I would like to virtually welcome to the stage Mr. Benedict Quillagotti.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Laura. Did you get the first draft of the speech I sent you?
Yeah, I did, but there's a few things. You mentioned that you beat the boys at soccer 4-0 last year, but then didn't they beat you 1-0 this year? So that's not going to work to go in your speech.
Okay.
And then the other thing is that you said that Laura Towell's choreographing you a dance routine for the speech, but then that's not going to work either because you've got the rhythm of a dead fish.
Harsh.
So Ben, whilst I've got a lot of time for you, you really need to get your act together because if you mess this up, I will be fuming with you. Right, Ben, how's this speech coming along?
Yeah, really good actually.
Yeah, what have you got so far? Ben, have you written anything down yet? Ben, mate, what have you been doing?
Press ups mostly.
Press ups? You've got to write a graduation speech and you haven't written down anything yet. Get your act together.
I couldn't be prouder of all of you in the graduating class of 2020.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations to the graduating class of 2020. We're all incredibly proud of you, and most importantly, you should be incredibly proud of yourselves. I know we would all have loved to have been together on such a special day, but today is an opportunity for us to celebrate our time together and the amazing journey that is about to begin for you. At a time when everything seems to be changing, and often we want things just to go back to normal, I cannot think of a better group of people who are up to the challenge of redefining normal and changing the world for the better. To begin then, let's make sure we thank all those people who have made today possible. Firstly, to your parents and guardians, those superhuman people who have worked tirelessly throughout your time in school because they see the remarkable potential you have. While it might seem strange to hear it now, you'll miss them when you go to college. So give them a hug today, let them have just one more picture, and most importantly, let them know how much they mean to you. Secondly, to your teachers. The likelihood is you're going to forget 99% of the things they told you, but you will always remember the way they made you feel. So take the time to thank the teachers who have shaped your time here, however that might be. An email, a quick message, it really will mean the world to them. And finally, to Miss Anson. I can't tell you how much she cares for you all and how proud she is of every single one of you. I hope her commitment and support as a head of year has shown the difference that you can make in people's lives and how one act of kindness can make someone's day. So a big thank you to Miss Anson today. Now, I'm sure the people we just thanked and everyone listening will agree with me that you're an incredibly close year group. And if there's one moment that encapsulates that for me, it's last summer when we held a sports day for 2 of the departing Year 12 form tutors, Mr. Wise and Miss Curry. I remember how you all got involved in the different sports we played and encouraged everyone on your team. You weren't concerned about how you looked or what was cool. You were just having fun. And I think that's an important message that we sometimes lose sight of as we grow up. Always find the time to have fun. That day also showed me that you're all going to have a great time at college. So, at this point, I thought I would share with you 3 pieces of advice that I wish someone had told me before I went to college. Number 1, make time for the things you enjoy. College is a time when you push yourself to the limits, and there's only so much work that you can do in one day. Be strict with your time and reward yourself with something to look forward to. You deserve it. Number 2, join a club or society you are passionate about and commit to it. And I've done a little bit of research here. Here are some of the clubs that you might want to join. Sweezy. At DePaul, there is a College Mentors program for kids. Alicia. At Columbia, there is the Biomedical Engineering Society. Beth and Brona. At Edinburgh, there is a Harry Potter and Juggling Society. And Alice, at Exeter, there's a Hide and Seek Society. Make of those what you will. But I do think they link nicely to my 3rd piece of advice. Choose a class that takes you out of your comfort zone. Sam, at Brown, there is a music and meditation class. And Kayla, at Vanderbilt, they've taken this one step further with a class on Beethoven and the Beatles. Arnav, at Oberlin, there is a history of video gaming class. And Kira, Zoe and Cole, a must-take class at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, the role of the vampire in literature and cinema. Finally, Yash, make sure you take that rock climbing class at Case Western Reserve. Now, I don't want to get all TOK about the next section, but at college, you are going to meet people with a diverse range of perspectives on the world, and it's important to take the time to listen to them and to learn from them. But it's also important that you stay true to yourselves and remember what you have learned during your time here. To be kind, to be internationally minded, to be tolerant and respectful of others, and dare I say it, to be ambitious. That is something you will have heard on countless occasions in school. But when you think for a minute, behind the cliche is an important message. The challenges we face today are large and complex, and our usual ways of thinking won't always bring the solutions we need. So we need young people like you, passionate and determined people like you, to think big and to use their position in the world to help those who need it most. If there's one thing that I learned at college, is that the expression, "that's just the way the world is," couldn't be further from the truth. The world around us was created by people just like you. So if you see something you don't like, if you see unfairness or injustice around you, change it. Be the change you want to see. I won't tell you that this is easy. Nothing worth striving for is easy. But I personally can't think of a better group of people who are up to the challenge. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I wish you all the best.
Congratulations, class of 2020. It's been such a privilege to get to know many of you, be your English teacher, and see you really grow up. I still have such happy memories of teaching some of you way back in year 8 in the old blue building, and you've come so far since then, and you've achieved so much. I'm so impressed with all the college places that you've achieved and can't wait to hear about your successes in the future. Now's the time to celebrate. Well done.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say congratulations to our graduating class of 2020. I've known many of you since you were very, very small, and I can't believe you're going off to college. I wish you all the best of luck in the world. We are going to miss you, and I know you guys are going to go on to do some amazing things. So congratulations from me and everyone here at Southloop.
Hi class of 2020, a quick message from me just to say congratulations on finishing out your high school experience. Very best of luck, you'll go on to do amazing things, I know you will, and make sure you stay in touch. Bye!
Congratulations class of 2020, it's been such a privilege to finally get to teach this year group this year and get to know so many of you. I'm really sad to say goodbye, but I'm equally as excited for you and your bright futures. All the best.
Hi Year 13, I just want to say congratulations on your graduation. I just want you to know that you will be sorely missed, particularly by me, since you're my first year group that I've seen all the way from year 10 to year 13. So good luck for college and good luck for the future.
Hey Year 13, before arriving at BISC, I never thought I'd have the pleasure of teaching
such a bunch of lovely, kind and funny students. So thanks for everything and good luck in the future. 069 forever.
Congratulations, senior class of 2020. We are so proud of the grit, resilience and kindness shown over the years and of course the past few months. We know you're going to go into the world and do wonderful things and make a positive difference. And we can't wait to welcome you back as part of the British International Alumni. All the very best.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I'm very, very proud of all of you. Well done for making it through a very, very challenging IB course. You've done it so well, and you've also got into fantastic schools, and you should be so, so proud of yourselves. Take care of yourselves and just have the best time at college. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Hi graduates, it's Miss Jones from Lincoln Park. I taught some of you back in 2007 and now you're graduating. Amazing, many congratulations to you all.
Goodbye senior class of 2020. We're all going to miss you very much. You've been a great year group and it's been great to be a part of your journey through BIS. Good luck in all of your future endeavours.
Hi, this is Mr. Gilhooly. I just want to say goodbye and good luck, and we're going to miss you loads. You've been the best senior class ever.
Hi Year 13. I just wanted to say thank you for being such an amazing year group. I've known many of you since you were in Year 8 and I've been so proud watching you grow up to become the incredible young adults you are today. I will miss you, but I am so excited for you and I wish you the best of luck. Congratulations class of 2020, you did it!
Senior class 2020, this is Mr. Brooke here, wishing you all the very best for your future endeavours. You've been a great year group, and hashtag memories. Take care.
Congratulations class of 2020. Some awesome memories with you guys, lifting trophies in the soccer, Tanzania, Mr. Brooks' PE lessons. I honestly wish you all the best in your future. I'm sure some of you will do some incredible things. Okay, from now, from Hong Kong, good luck.
Huge congratulations, Year 13. Congratulations, and I wish you every success and happiness in whatever you all do next.
It is now my honour to announce the British International Graduating Class of 2020. We know you will go into the world and make a positive difference. Spread kindness at every step. Guide those around you with a strong ethical compass, compassion and drive. Arnica von Aguilera, congratulations. Olayinka Akinlaid. Arnav Bhattacharjee. Nicholas Bosharishvili. Destiny Diamond Davis. Alice Rose Dunbar. Isabella Gahati. Alethea Garin Vila. Rojan Jirami. Jason George Heatley. Keon Haydepour. Antia Hogue. Marissa Victoria Honore. Congratulations. Kayla Brianna Jameson. Congratulations. Jonathan McCrea Cammett. Brendan Rory Kassane. Andrew Aidan McFetus. Bridget Mahar. Kira Jane McCone. Emre Mutlu. Mai Asano Nielsen. Isabella Eva Paneri. Yash Raj Purahit. You're good, you're good. Stella Rose Ribardo. Kostiantin Rishkov. Michael Saper Salehi. Arvin Paul Sam. Juan Santiago. Congratulations. Zoe Simone Sitar. Elizabeth Patricia Sheward. Farnye Shi. Rachel Lorraine Spahn. Alexandra Cooper Sullivan. Nathaniel Sweezy. Congratulations. Rahman Edward James Tatch. Congratulations. Nicholas John Taylor. Alice Brona Townsend. Michaela Rose Turansky. Samantha Catherine Walter. Cole Warner. Von Allen Wilkes. It is now my absolute pleasure to announce the Faculty Awards in recognition of academic and personal excellence. And the Outstanding English Student Award goes to Kayla Brianna Jameson. And the Outstanding World Language Student Award goes to Olayinka Akinlade. And the Outstanding Social Studies Student Award goes to Samantha Catherine Walter. And the Outstanding Science Student Award goes to Arvin Paul Sam. And the Outstanding Maths Student Award goes to Emre Mutlu. And the Outstanding Creative Arts Student Award goes to Alice Broner Townsend. And the Outstanding Performing Arts Student Award goes to Rahman Edward James Tatch. And the Outstanding Athletics Student Award goes to Yash Raj Purohit. And the Outstanding International Baccalaureate Award goes to Isabella Eva Paneri.
Congratulations to all of our graduates. You may now move your tassel from right to left.
And now for the Valedictorian Awards for the class of 2020, presented in recognition of the highest academic attainment. This year we will honour 2 students. To collect their awards and share their words, we have Kian Hyderpour and Emre Mutlu.
Principal Henderson, faculty members, family, friends and fellow graduates. Today is a day to be thankful and to be proud. We really do have a lot to be thankful for. Here at the British International School of Chicago, we have received a great education thanks to our teachers, all of whom we will miss dearly. Because of them, we are now ready to move on and face whatever challenges that may come next in our lives. Mr. Faulkner, we'll miss your tangents. Miss Anson, we'll miss your rants. And Mr. Johnson, rest assured that we will miss listening to your stories about Aldi as much as you will telling them. Jokes aside, we truly are grateful for all of you and we will miss you all. Thank you for making these years a pleasure to experience. Fellow graduates, I want you all to know what a great gift it is to be as prepared as we are, because not all schools offer such an advantage. Here we have thrived academically, even in a rigorous course like the IB. And whatever you do for a career, you will benefit from what you have learned here. We should also be thankful for our families. These 4 years have presented us with a lot of ups and downs, and it's good to know that we've had our families in our corner, supporting us along the way. Thank you, Mom, and thank you, Dad. I wouldn't be here without you. Finally, we should be thankful for each other. The friendships that we have gained by being here may last a lifetime. In the same way that we have supported each other and helped each other succeed in these years at BISC, I hope we will continue to provide support and encouragement for each other in future endeavors. What a crazy year it's been. The year obviously did not turn out to be the way we imagined. The coronavirus outbreak, school being canceled, IB exams being canceled, graduation, prom, and so many other plans. We may not have had the typical graduation ceremony this year. We may not have walked across the stage all together to receive our diplomas. We may not have thrown our caps in the air and taken pictures with family and friends. However, we're still graduating and finishing a chapter of our lives. And our hard work has not gone unnoticed. Our dedication, determination, and commitment still remain true. I know it has been difficult, but I am proud of us for getting through this. COVID-19 will not withhold us from our dreams and aspirations. Graduation is not defined by a gown, a sheet of paper, or a cap. Graduation is defined by courage, your courage to take the next step and embark on a new journey. Now let us talk about other things we should be proud of. We should be proud of our sports teams. Both our girl and boy sports teams have won multiple trophies over the years, and this is undoubtedly due partly to the contribution of our grades athletes. We should be proud of our academic accomplishments. Although we did not end up taking the final exam, our year had one of the highest average predicted grades in the history of our school. Our year group has gone into the highest ranking colleges, both in America and overseas. We should be proud of our activism. Our year group has been particularly engaged into the world of politics and has voiced their concerns over several important global issues. Students in our grade have volunteered in Tanzania, local organizations, participated in UNICEF, and actively protested for change, such as in the past climate change protests and in the current Black Lives Matter movement. Although we all, of course, have differing political opinions, our engagement and passion about important issues in our world is admirable and will be continued for the rest of our lives. As we leave for college, I believe that we will be remembered as a year group that took initiative and stood proudly for what they believed in. We truly should be proud of ourselves and of each other. We have all worked extremely hard over the past 4 years, and I believe that it has paid off. The resilience that we have gained throughout these times, both outside and inside of school, will surely aid us in our success in university and beyond. When you leave here today, celebrate what you have accomplished. Be thankful and be proud. I did not realize that March 13th would be the last time we would all be at school together. I regret not being able to properly say goodbye. Nevertheless, it was a pleasure to have you as my classmates over the years. I hope that one day we can get together again, and I hope to stay in touch. Please take care of yourselves, and good luck to all of you. Thank you all for listening, and congratulations, class of 2020.
I am honored to speak on behalf of the class of 2020 on this very special day. At this point of our lives, which marks the ending of our high school journey, but also a new beginning, we may be feeling an array of emotions. The uncertainty, excitement, or anxiety about new adventures in college, the relief and happiness at successfully navigating through high school and the IB, or the saddening realization that our time in high school has come to an end. Perhaps many of us do not know yet how we will leave this behind, given the fact that we never got a true last day and a chance to say goodbye. There will still be school trips in which people traverse the Great Wall, feed alpacas, or view majestic elephants while on a safari. There will still be sports matches and lunch trips to Nando's. In the IB room, people will still have long chats, there will still be laughter, competitive trivia and card game wins will still be celebrated, and people will still huddle around computers, whether that be to do some last-minute frenzied revision or to watch a soccer match. Yet, we will no longer be here to experience these things. We will only be able to look on as a visitor at best, fondly remembering the times that we spent here. However, the bonds that we have formed with our friends and teachers will remain. And indeed, many of these friendships are ones which have continued for almost a decade, for some even since age 3. Given the small size of our community, even those who have joined the school community in the last few years have formed strong and meaningful bonds. These are the things that we will truly take away. After all, at college, our lives will be filled with completely new, unique, and exciting experiences. However, the friendships that many of us have formed and the bonds that we have made are irreplaceable. As we continue our lives, these memories and friendships will forever remain in our minds and in our hearts. I am proud to be a part of the most successful class in the school's history. We're unique not only because of the high grades we have gotten or the college acceptances that we have attained, but also because of our personality to be leaders and activists, and the wide-spanning nature of our interests. We have been leaders and successful in traditional extracurriculars, on sports teams, science olympiad, math competitions, debate teams, Model UN, and more. Moreover, we have uniquely created our own positions for leadership, whether that be through tutoring and mentoring, creating and running new sporting or academic clubs and activities, and also through spreading awareness of cultures and of various environmental and social issues, and promoting initiatives which give back to communities. As a year group, we have truly put an effort to make change within the school and outside of it. And if we continue in this spirit, we will be able to make change in the world and a difference in people's lives. Nevertheless, we must also remember the support that we have had throughout high school and the role of our parents, teachers, and friends in shaping the people we are today and allowing us to thrive. Our parents and families have supported us from the very first day of school, motivating and encouraging us when we may have been despondent after a bad grade or test score, advising us when we were faced with difficult decisions, and being there to reassure us when we may have felt uncertain, overwhelmed, or anxious about the IB, about college, and about our future. They have been our biggest fans, celebrating all of the wonderful things we have achieved throughout high school. Similarly, we must thank our teachers and the school staff for celebrating our successes with us, supporting our new ideas and initiatives, and for providing us with the opportunities to be leaders and show our talents. Also, a special thanks must go out to our form tutors for their motivation every morning and for their efforts making sure we are on track, as well as our head of year, Ms. Sanson, for the time she has spent supporting our year group's concerns, organizing various events such as prom, and her head of year meetings, quizzes, and activities, which helped brighten up the last few months of isolation. I personally also want to thank Ms. Sanson and Ms. Connor, who have changed my life for the better and always encouraged me in anything I do. Finally, we thank our friends, whose advice, encouragement, kindness, and humor helped to improve our spirits on the toughest and most stressful days. We are ready now to embark on a new chapter, to follow our passion and meet new people, and for many, to live in a completely different city. The era that we live in means that we will be able to keep the connections with those who have made our high school experience special, and remember through the photos, videos, or clips taken, a few of the numerous, even hundreds of funny, exciting, and special moments that we have spent together. Yet, this era and the future will also present great challenges, and will be a time for change, evidenced in the last few months by the COVID-19 outbreak and Black Lives Matter movement. Thus, we must keep the determination that we have had throughout high school in making a difference in our school and communities, and the leadership we have shown in order to use our talents and passions in the future to make a difference in people's lives, contribute to solving these challenges, and to make a better world. I have no doubt that we will be able to make our families, our teachers, our friends, and all those who have nurtured us to become who we are today, proud of the things that we do and the people that we become in the future. Congratulations to all of us on being the class of 2020. Thank you.
And now, with a very special performance of Seasons of Love, I introduce Rachel, Beth, Stella, Marissa, and Raman.
Moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure our year?
In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee.
In inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife. In 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life. How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love. For the way that she died, it's time now to sing out, for the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember, we're dear in the life of friends. Remember the love, remember the love, remember the love. Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
To conclude today's ceremony, I just want to say to the graduating class of 2020, on behalf of all members of our family here at the British International School of Chicago, I congratulate and commend you on all of your achievements. Your legacy will be bigger than you ever know. You have been a grade which has understood the difference between intent and impact. You have been a grade which has helped and bettered your community. And you have been a grade which has made me the proudest head of year you will ever know. Thus, while the students and while yourself remind me daily that I use the phrase, I have a lot of time for people too much, I want to say to you, the graduating class of 2020, I will always have all the time in the world. So congratulations to my 41, you did it.